Did you know that America's sushi obsession originated right here in California? Well, specifically in Los Angeles during the 60s. From ultra-fine dining to casual neighborhood go-tos, there are countless sushi spots to satisfy your cravings. But one hidden gem along Sherman Oaks' iconic Ventura Boulevard has created a category all of its own, pairing authentic Japanese techniques with surprising sips from around the world. California Live correspondent Vicki Johnson is live at Sushi Note to help us elevate our everyday sushi experience. And Vicki, I love the idea of this place.
Oh, I do too, Jessica. We're used to seeing a sushi bar in a sushi restaurant, but back there is a wine bar. How much do we love that? We're going to get to the wine in just a second, but first I want to introduce you to Chef Aguilar. Hey, thanks for cutting up a little fish for us this morning.
Absolutely, thank you.
So we want to talk about, Jessica said there's a lot of sushi restaurants in this area, but you guys have really set yourselves apart. You have managed to marry traditional sushi and kind of a modern twist sushi. How does that marriage work?
It works very well. I mean, we try our best to keep things traditional as far as flavors and ingredients, but some of the dishes that we like to create are a little bit modernized, high acid, something a little bit more exciting for the modern times.
We had a real treat to watch you actually cut some fish this morning. Tell us about how you source your fish and why that cut is so important.
So obviously here at Sushi Note, quality of ingredients is super important to us. Most of our fish is sourced from Japan, directly from Japan. We get our tuna from Spain. Other fish like salmon is sourced from New Zealand, but mostly from Japan 2 times a week.
Well, one of the things that you guys have done here that really has set you apart is I think you're the only sushi restaurant, for sure, in California that actually does wine pairing. So I want to bring in your beverage director, Austin, over here. This looks just like me. I love sushi, I love wine, but I would have never thought it worked. How does it work?
Yeah, I mean, everyone kind of thinks they kind of default to sake when you're having sushi, right? And we have some fantastic sake selections as well. But wine is very, very versatile. It can pair with anything as long as it's edible, right? So we have some beautiful pieces of fish here. Why not try it with wine?
Okay, well, Chef Aguilar has prepared some amazing things. I'm going to start with this little gem right here. Tell me what I'm eating and then what I should drink with it.
So this is tenentai. This is going to be snapper. Snapper is a white fish. It's in that category of kind of lighter fish, right? And with the wine, you always want to kind of match the intensity of the flavors, right? So the fish is light. In this case, we're garnishing it with yuzu, so it has that citrus note, so a lot of acidity in the food. And we want us sort of to mirror that with the wine. So what we're doing today is chablis. Chablis is a real workhorse in this restaurant. It's really great with fish, especially lighter fish. It's bright, it has high acid, and almost always no oak.
I absolutely love that pairing together. I like a little sake, but that right there is so phenomenal. Now I see a little bit of a fatter fish over here.
Yes, so this is otoro. This is the fatty tuna from the belly of the tuna. And with that fat, we actually like to cheat a little bit with the rule of white wine and fish and do a red. So fat works really well with tannin. Tannin is the compound in wine that kind of dries out in your mouth, right? Like the same thing way a steak would do. So just like pairing a steak with a big red wine, we're going to do the same thing with tuna, but on a little bit more of a lighter scale, right? We're not going to go with a huge wine here. This is a Burgundy Pinot Noir. So light tannins, nice high acidity, kind of complements that meaty, sanguine quality of the tuna as well.
I love the pairing of the Pinot. I would have not thought that. Okay,
yeah.
So real quickly, we've got a salmon here. What would we pair with that?
So salmon's pretty versatile. What we're doing today is a white wine with a bit more body and a little bit of oak. Salmon is going to be a fattier fish than those white fish, right? A bit more flavorful. And I always think of the garnish as well. We're garnishing this with some kind of exotic ingredients with this pickled kelp and these shiso flowers. So this wine is going to have a bit more body, a bit more structure, a bit more aromatics.
And lastly, I know this is a champagne with a very special dish. Why does champagne work?
Well, this one's going to be a little bit obvious because we got caviar and bubbles, right? But champagne,
for
sure. So this is always fun to kind of end with fireworks. But also champagne and sparkling wine in general is really, really versatile with food.
Well, that's one I want to go to absolutely next. You know what, Jess? It is Women's Heart Health. We're all wearing red, and if I'm not wrong, I think you should eat more fish, and red wine and white wine are pretty good for the heart.
These are all facts, and I'm going to believe them, and I'm going to do that today. So thank you.